Okay, so I'm up here at Clackacraft. I brought my boat up here, the Angler West Magnum, to have a little bit of work done, and this boat's got just about everything on it. It's pretty impressive boat. I like it anyway. And so Jake's going to give a quick rundown, showing all the details of it. So if you're interested in the Magnum, watch this video.
First off, we got the center console version. You can see back here, we got a couple open versions. Me and Justin go back and forth. I like the center console too. I know it's a going concern down where he's at, but it's become really popular. I want to say we probably built almost 30 of them now. That's pretty impressive. I didn't think we were going to go that far, but these boats have been extremely popular. And this one's really cool one to show off because of all the accessories on it. Obviously, Scotty being a sponsor of Angler West is pretty cool. They got some downriggers here, really nice ones. You don't have to go this high end on this particular boat. They also have some hand cranks and whatnot. Got the really cool Scotty quick releases there. Quick release, pop them out, get the rod out real quick. They're very nice. These are the big ones too. I love these things. These are awesome, easy to use. Justin's boat obviously has all kinds of stuff. We got the Minn Kota Instinct on here. I don't know if you can get much better than that thing. It's dynamite. We sit on anchor and use autopilot. Actually, use more the autopilot, not the anchoring for it, to back troll runs. It works really, really good. So we're spoiled to have that. We got the 36-volt battery. We mounted here on this boat. Keep it center in the boat. Really nice bio. These guys are great. They've been great to deal with. I have no bias to any other battery, but these, as far as customer service and make my life easy for the customer, calls me and says something's wrong. Not that we have problems with these. Are they having a hiccup? These guys are great on customer service. So been happy with them. Underneath lighting, that's not standard. We added that little LED in there, and actually, we're here in the showroom here, and you can see it's lighting up pretty nice. That's pretty slick. Got a little Scotty tool tray here. In fact, these are kind of nice. What do you think? Yeah, I'm missing mine right now. Who makes these? These are pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm going home with one less pair of pliers.
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe the fish fields. Thanks, man. I'm gonna borrow those. Now we got to play around there. So we got cool. We just when he brought the boat up to us, we added this for him. He wants to do some camera stuff. He can mount here, or obviously have cell phone charge. We need USB, right? It's pretty cool actually. It gives you your voltage of your battery. So it should be right at 12 volts. It's bouncing around right now because I'll have all lighting on. It's not running. It's got mini USB, and we have the tandem regular USBs here too, which you can buy little converters. I bought a set of them in your favorite internet company there, so you can do more mini USB if you wanted to.
Yeah. Hey, USB-C. Awesome. I didn't know it was going to have mini USB, but yes, you'll be able to hook up a camera or anything and have unlimited power. That's really awesome.
Yeah, and if you decide down the road you want to add a different one in a different spot, we could put it on the front for your passengers to charge their phone. So that's something cool you can think about too on these boats. Obviously, we've got the Gator Step flooring. We've got a good relationship with these guys. Did a sweet job on this boat. Sweet job. Yep. In this particular boat, we have the JL components in here for audio. We made them red to kind of go with the Angler West vibe and theme. Swim step ladder. I'll tell you what, these have been extremely. I bought probably too many of these things a while back. I got a good deal on them through a distributor, and I'll tell you what, I'm a big guy. Getting out of the boat, you can climb in here no problem. I don't know why not every boat has it, because we did fall in. It sure is hard to get in. The older I get, I used to be able to I call it walrus over the boat to get into it, but that could be a lifesaver as well.
Yeah, that was one thing I told Jake. I absolutely want a swim ladder, not because I'm going swimming, but in case I do go swimming.
Yeah,
it's a safety thing. Right?
And it's stout too. It's really stout ladder. There's a couple different companies that make that. I think that we made our own brackets for it for this particular boat. Maybe one of these days I'll come with an idea for a drift boat. That'd be cool too, to have one in the back of a drift boat. But it's pretty slick. Tatsu motors. These have been great motors. If you don't know about Tatsu, read about them. They're a great motor. Been in the industry, one of the longest outboard companies out there. They build a lot of other people's components as well. Cool little Hummingbird. We went the Explorer 9 for Justin here. Again, no relationship with these guys. We just got one to play with it, put it on this boat. It's pretty slick. I mean, you can see this thing in the daylight, which makes it nice. And Justin was just out, had quite the experience. How'd that go?
Yeah, I just ran this boat up to McCollum for an episode, maybe you saw. And we got up long ways up that river, and all of a sudden the locator, which I really like, but all of a sudden it just showed that the river ended. It's like, no more river. I didn't understand what was going on. But the other day I was out on the lake with somebody who has some experience with how these maps on these locators were created to begin with. And apparently they just couldn't, when they were mapping that river, they couldn't make it any farther up the river because they didn't have a Magnum.
Yeah.
So that's why in that episode it just ended.
Well, you're jumping logs, right?
Oh, jumping logs, getting through really skinny, narrow spots, and
which probably don't recommend unless you're kind of experienced and willing to take a chance.
I've been
but
running boats like this since I was my first jet boat I had when I was 16.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of experience, but still, be careful. But you just got to have some common sense. But one thing I really like about the locator too is the bracket that holds it on.
Yeah, move them around, tune it up a little bit more. You want it more in your face, as long as your steering wheel still functions. The nice thing too, you get off the river for the day, with your buddy, you want to go hit some dinner, or run into the store maybe before you get home, pop this off, throw it in your vehicle. I just kind of have those wires dummied up, pull them off, because these aren't cheap. That's basically $1,500 bye-bye if somebody grabs that. Usually somebody's going to grab something like that, unfortunately, so it's good to be able to pop that off quickly. It's modular, all this stuff, even the motor can be popped off, within a minute or so. It's more heavy than anything.
Everything pops off pretty easy. Downriggers come right off and everything.
Yep, we got the little stereo antenna. I guess you want to listen to AM, FM on there. You got that there too. We did the downrigger plugs down the floor here. They're kind of out of the way. You want to watch. We could put them in the side rail, but that is where our flotation is. So we kind of like them down there. It makes it easy, I guess you could say. Another light back here by the fuel tank, but these lights they light up pretty good. Along with the stereo, give you a little bit of that morning, a little dark out, light up the boat.
Gray light. Those lights really do help. You can't really see much right here in the showroom, but when it's dark, those lights really do light up nice. It's good.
Yeah, and then all the Magnums. This is the biggest thing. I get the most comments on that. Clackacraft builds all of the trailers, at least for the Magnums, and about half of them for our drift boats. We have a company out of Idaho that does help us with the Idaho drift boats. This step, this can be a hip saver, knee saver, all the above. Getting in and out of the boat, just jumping up, grabbing your stuff out, cleaning the boat when you get home. Get out of the boat. This is pretty nice. Be able to step off this trailer or step in and out of it.
The step makes dealing with everything with this boat a lot easier. Love this step.
Yeah, and even when I go to launch it, I'll roll the boat back about a foot, and I can jump on the trailer and walk right along the side of the boat to get in and out of the boat to launch it. So very nice. It did add a little bit of weight, but it's nice to have that, and it's not cheaply built either. This is a stout trailer, and it goes down the highway really nice too with the axles back, and travels well.
Oh yeah.
But not as he's been using it, so even got a little dirt on it, but that's awesome.
Just drove it up from California too. It was clean when I left home. But all right, I'm gonna take this back home today, and we're gonna get on the water. We've got some plans, and I'm just having a lot of fun with this boat. It's awesome.
Heck yeah, right on. Well, thanks for checking out our boats here. If you have any questions, hit us up at Clackacraft, sales at Clackacraft, or Jake at Clackacraft.com, or call our shops. Either one of them. We're in Oregon, Idaho, and give us a call, and we'd love to have you guys like and subscribe our stuff. Angler West and Clackacraft stuff, and all of his other sponsors as well. They're good guys. So thanks for watching, and fish on.